Alright, and we're up and going. We're playing the feud.
Thank you.
The bifurcated gunt is on the screen. This
Oh,
no. This is the first thing I was going to say.
That's just a way to start a sentence. Quagmire, I just sat down. Who the hell starts a conversation like that?
Who starts talking about the gunt immediately when in the middle of the World of Darkness video?
That's World of Darkness. Like,
let me get this just centered. Let me get this just centered. There we go. That's. it carries over the grease of Ethan Ralph.
Basically.
Alright,
we
so
gotta
there it
be
is.
different.
Yes, but we'll hold everybody knows I use SoundCloud now. I get this shit out of here. We don't need music anyway. Let's do it. San Francisco by Night. We're here to talk about this game. Here to talk about this amazing game, World of Darkness. There's your cover page. That's what San Francisco by Night's supposed to look like. Alright, so I'm noticing that with World of Darkness, we got like a small issue with the by night books. Have you guys noticed this? Where
yes.
I will say
you
this real
get
quick.
peak fiction like DC by Night being such a complete and utter shit show.
It was shit show in a
being
fun way. But at the same time, DC by Night had some good stuff because it really did detail out how dangerous a vampire that controls that much U.S. government would be, and which is why Marissa had to die, and Marcus Vattel. Everybody's taking a look at what he's doing, and nobody really knows that this man's on this whole I'm going to solve the jihad by myself plan that only he thinks is going to work. He doesn't realize he's going to plunge the entire world to a nuclear winter doom what he's doing.
Yes. And then you have books like LA by Night or Mexico City by Night. With them being so skippable, it's probably better you just come up with your own ideas.
Because I'm noticing with this book, it went in the opposite direction of New Orleans by Night. New Orleans by Night was TMI. That book told way too much. It got genuinely fucking uncomfortable to read that. Where
New York by Night?
New Orleans by Night, because I don't want to talk about child sex trafficking in my World of Darkness game. That's not something I want to bring up. And
fair.
On top of that, it had like this whole like reverse pedophilia subplot in the game too, which was like fucking unavoidable because those were key NPCs. And it got to a point where it got genuinely fucking nasty, and I didn't want to keep reading. Like we were doing the episode, I got like genuinely uncomfortable. I was thinking about like DMing Kyle, saying like, "Hey, can we skip this section in the book?" Because I didn't want to keep going over
something
it.
Coming from you.
I don't like when it goes into that level of detail with it. You can tell an edgy joke, and you know what? I'm down with that. I'm down if you want to get nasty with your humor, because I have a pretty shitty 2004 sense of humor as well. But when you go on and on and on with it, dog, we gotta talk about something else. There's gotta be something else in this book, because why is this the only thing that you wrote? Is the question. But
why out of how many characters? 15 in that book? Look, 4 of them had something to do with SA, or more.
Exactly that, and then the big fucking issue with this book instead is that it doesn't go in enough detail. It just keeps looping and looping and looping the same thought over and over. It doesn't really go anywhere, because we have this whole plot where it's supposed to be about Chinese colonization, not us colonizing China, China colonizing us. And now that's a bad thing. This book was kind of going down a nationalistic angle for a second. And then...
And I get that they give us the Kuei-Jin, but there's a bunch of other things in the East they just don't give us at all.
Yeah,
you think all of it would come over.
There's that, and then the Kuei-Jin characters aren't really that interesting in this book. Spoiler warning. And so here we are with this book that I really wish gave us more, but thankfully the information in this book is still relevant, unlike LA by Night, that we will not be doing an episode on, because all the information in that book was made completely irrelevant with City of Angels. And eventually the events of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. So there's absolutely no fucking reason to own that book at all. Going into who wrote this, too many people wrote this. This was written by one Craig Blackwelder and Steve Kinson.
Was Phil Brocado have anything to do with this book?
No, not him this time around.
Okay, good. It's not the usual suspect.
Well, it usually is. Where if a book really does suck, it's Phil Mercado, and just about anything that Phil Mercado touches is just poison. I'm just gonna put Kyle's picture back up on screen.
The majority of revised edition mage. M20.
You smoking all them cigarettes too much. It ain't good for your health, you know. So type in who's who.
I don't smoke enough.
Craig Blackwater came in late to the party, man. Holy shit. So he joined in 1999, and he helped write the Kindred the East Companion and 1000 Hills, so it looked like Kindred the East was up his alley. He was the Kuei-Jin guy. So you'd think the Kuei-Jin guy would have a few more interesting characters to tell. It's kind of got me nervous for the rest of the Kuei-Jin books, because he wrote the Boneflower Dharma book. And I'm a little bit worried, thinking, you know what, the Yin path looked pretty interesting. Is that book going to be as dry as this book was? And then he wrote Haunted Reckoning's Spellbound, which was about hunting mages. And then he wrote Shades of Grey for Orpheus, and Shadow Games, and Orphan Grinders, and Endgame. And I thought those books were fine. So I think he was finding his footing here. I'm not going to say he's a bad author. I'm going to say this is still him fairly early into this, because if I'm looking at this right, he also wrote for Aberrant too, in case anyone cares about Aberrant. I think this was his, taking a look at this, a very early on project, because these books get written and then released in different order. So he didn't have that much experience going into this, and you know, I'm not going to be a folly guy for it. You know, sometimes you come out the gate swinging with something good. If I may go into wrestling terminology for it, Obafemi right now, where he's super hot in WWE, but he needs just a little bit more time to really get into character. He's big, but if he's left alone, he's going to go down the same road that Roman Reigns went down, and his legacy is just filled with taint and controversy. But look at Steve Kinson. Apparently this guy has a career beyond just Royal Darkness, where this guy wrote a book, and taking a look at everything he's done, he's got his own website. And let me go ahead and let me switch OBS over to this website. So taking a look at what he's got. So yeah, stevekinson.com, that's a little banner up there. What is this? Added Phantom Adventures, Icons Adventures, Archetype Fall. He's still posting. That's February 6, 2026. Yeah, he's still in the business. He's still making stuff. Huh.
That's rare.
So he's still doing this, so it's not his fault. So, because I don't know what happened then, because now that you guys are really bad writers, because I know you can do a good job with Orpheus. I know you're doing a good job because, you know, you're still making books. Somebody's buying this. Even though there's no money to be made in tabletop RPGs anymore, you have to have some customers. So I don't know what the fuck went wrong with this book. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't have any answers, guys, on that for real. But
was this thing back in 2003 or 2004?
2002 is when this came out. And,
okay, so this was before White Wolf was starting to go bankrupt.
Yeah, and this was when the Hound of Ill Omen started turning its head, because a lot of projects started getting canceled, because Wraith got canceled in 2001. Changed to Dreaming's books were put on the chopping block because they never released Kithbook Boggins. C20 had to make the Kithbook Boggins book and release it. There was never an official one by the original White Wolf staff.
I somehow got my hands on a version.
Yeah, that's the one that they just jettisoned out. They said, here's what we got that's finished. Here's what's actually developed. We're just going to throw it out before we run out of money. So there's a very small version out there. It's like 14 pages and that's it. And
sorry, 3HP was trying to say something earlier.
Well, what's he saying?
I'm just gonna say, like, maybe they were just trying to be too safe with it.
I think that's what it is. Like, because it feels like revised Vampire is really sanitized when it comes to this. There's no real darkness in a lot of revised. A lot of the bleaker aspects of Vampire the Masquerade that were very appealing to me started getting scrubbed during this time. So, because
it was the beginning for the end for them.
Like, I went over in the past too that White Wolf was a company that listened to every single fan response, and fan pressure was breathing on their necks the entire time. When you listen to every Joker like that, you eventually lose the identity of what drove those people, pulled those people in to begin with. And I think I was supposed to say drove, but it didn't come out of my mouth. And then you get an issue with Freaks Run the Asylum, which is what we got now with 5th edition, which is deadlocked by the Swedish LARP community. For whatever fucking reason, it's the Swedish LARPers who control Vampire now. And nobody is playing it, nobody's talking about it, because nobody but the Swedish LARP community gives a fuck about it anymore.
Let's make an entire book trying to make the Black Spiral dancers sympathetic.
Let's make an entire book that only appeals to my interest. It's everything that I care about, and I don't acknowledge that other fans of this could exist at all. I'm the only person who likes Vampire. It's part is made for me. I'm the only one who gives a fuck about it.
Well, let's write an entire book dedicated to pushing my political agenda.
There is one genuine issue I have with San Francisco by Night, and yeah, it's a little uncomfortable to say this, but I think the artwork in this book is genuinely terrible in sections. There's a few good pictures here and there, but when we start getting into the character portraits, especially with the Sabat characters, I have a lot of issues with it. It's.
I did see something weird with some of their faces. It looked too like anime-esque.
You say that. You say that. We're not even at the worst of it. So there's your table of contents for everybody who wants to follow along with this. But
at least it has a bit more style. It isn't like other revised books where it just said, let's make the character portraits 80% black. And that's just the art style.
The pictures in the revised books, especially the revised clan books, are just terrible. They did not render well at all. It's just a black smudge, and that's your character portrait. And that's it. Who the fuck did that? The sheer
amount of them where I can barely distinguish them from one another just because 80% of the face is just submerged in darkness.
Exactly
you
that.
Can't even discern gender for half the time.
You couldn't have called
you
Jeff
can tell
Repner.
I didn't really have the option to print in color ink.
No. But you do have the option to print the entire La Sombra clan book in black. You make every single page soaked in black ink and all the text is white. You have enough money for that.
Didn't they do that with like another one of the Wraith books?
I think so. Like that was expensive as shit to print.
Yeah.
But
that's White Wolf for you.
There's a whole thing in here too where they're bringing up all the different terminologies, the lexicon in here, where the book gets very esoteric. I'm just going to skip a lot of those terms for this video, so we're not going to get super confusing, because there's a section in this book's history that just reads like the Book of Numbers in the Bible. You know that section where it's going, Ahab begat Ashab, Ashab begat Benoah, Benoah begat blah, 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 begat, and it just keeps going and going and going, and like this. Okay, it's nice that we have the census record in here. Can we get back to the story at hand?
Well, that's meant for the Jews, actually.
Exactly that. It's the J's fault in that.
Hey,
I'm not gonna say.
I thought you said we can't say anything like that.
As long as you don't finish the word.
No. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the Jewish people are very much so accountable.
We're talking about J's and Air Jordans.
Yeah. We're talking about J Jordans.
That fucking piece of shit shoe. Fucking fake as shit.
Yeah, Jordan, I hate you. You made all us colored folk buy your shoes.
So here we are, where this actual story begins. We have the history section, everybody. Is class all in attendance for this? You get to learn about San Francisco.
Since you pulled me into this episode when I said I wouldn't be part of it, you made me into a liar, Johnny.
Well, there it is. You've missed too many days of class already. You're going to have to repeat the semester because of truancy.
I keep on telling you, he's a slave owner. He doesn't care.
So we have...
He gave us our slave names.
The discovery of San Francisco. We had Portuguese explorer Juan Rodrigues Cabrillo almost discovered San Francisco in 1542. And then another guy almost discovered it in 1579, Sir Francis Drake. And then another guy, Sebastian Sormano, almost discovered it in 1590. And every single one of them just happened to miss San Francisco. So we had 3 settlements that could have been San Francisco if you just knew where the bay was. And it wasn't completely shrouded in mist and impossible to find with the naked eye. And we won't actually have it in San Francisco until, what is this? 1590, 1769, so like almost 200 years later, when finally Spanish soldier Gaspar de Portola accidentally stumbles upon the bay entrance while sailing to Monterey Bay. So you're trying to get to San Francisco and you can't get there. You're trying to get to somewhere else and then you end up in San Francisco. Amazing.
Maybe it was luck.
It's amazing that we survived it all.
Yeah, basically.
And he discovers it, San Francisco Bay. He, of course, claims it for the Spanish crown in 1776, a week before the Revolutionary War. Juan Bautista de Anza and some 30 Spanish people come over and claim the place, and they set up a fort there called Presidio. And then they just go ahead and make a mission there called Mission Dolores, and we will spread Catholicism across this land and push out all the Native Americans. And it wasn't just the British who did this, it was the Spanish and the French too, damn it. Get the story right.
The Spanish, French, Portuguese, the Dutch as well. Yeah, I gotta let all the white men know what they did.
And even the ones that the white supremacists these days say aren't white anymore. You Nazis don't know who you hate anymore.
In Africa. People forget what they did down there.
And
Did we mention the French already?
Africans were cannibals. Savage.
The Belgians too. Never forget. Get the 15 million that they killed.
Oh, you said the virgins?
Well, they
Belgium.
killed a lot of those too. No, the Belgians.
Sacrifice all the virgins.
No, but to be fair, they probably were.
So,
Also, like,
what?
there's also like a bit of, at least in the history, there was like buried treasure. And I just want to highlight the fact that Tremere, says here, that Tremere hid the files somewhere within San Francisco. So if you got the files, you can expose them.
We got to find Tremere's lost treasure.
What files are we talking about? No. What files we're talking about?
Tremere files. The ones that confirm that yes, he did ass fuck Goratrix, and he's lying and he says he's not.
Yeah, it was specifically hidden with the Kooksukro cult.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can find it, you can find Tremere's news.
You can find out that the Camarilla was gay the entire time. It doesn't mean the lodge, it means the back scratchers.
Yeah.
You figure out that Tremere weren't anti-Semitic this whole time. They had plenty of Jews in their ranks, and they were the ones behind the island.
It was Etris's idea.
It was always him, especially when he got humiliated.
It wasn't the Epstein files. It was the Tremere files the whole time.
The Etris files.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get exposed for fucking the worm, then I'm sorry, that's it.
In 1821, Mexico wins its independence from Spain. Congratulations, Cinco de Mayo, everybody. And then we got rid of the Catholic Church. We secularized it. We had this English guy, a year later, William Richardson, come over. He married the Presidio's commandant's daughter, and he set up... Is someone drumming? What was that? What was that? Fuck is that?
What?
Well, it's the drums in the background. He would set up a little town called Yerba Buena, called the Good Herb, because a bunch of wild mint grew there. He would then harvest the mint, sell the mint, trade the mint, get some other goods. He set up a trading post in this town, and that would help grow the size of the town. There was a saloon there, a main street, a bank. English speaker hunters and trappers would go there for work and to sell. And eventually Yerba Buena and Mission Dolores would grow in size to become San Francisco. No, that wouldn't happen yet. Not until the War of United States and Mexico in 1847, when we went over and took over the entire fort without a single shot being fired. The Mexican army just immediately surrendered. Commander John Montgomery raised the U.S. flag and then combined the two to make San Francisco. And now here we are. Amazing. Yeah, the more you know about a place, the more you appreciate it. And then we go into the Golden Mountain. Who remembers what the gold rush was? Somebody found gold in California and everybody had to go get it in 1848. And of course, what do you think that's going to do?
Hills.
There's gold in them hills.
And it wasn't just the Americans, also the Chinese wanted to come over to get a piece.
Thank you for saying that.
Wait, what? The Chinese wanted a piece of American gold? Oh, of course. The Chinese always want American gold.
And the Irish, and of course, but the Chinese came here too because they just got screwed over by England during the Opium Wars. We're going to get an entire country addicted to opium, and then when they get pissed at us for doing it, we almost kill them all.
I mean, hold on. I will say this here: China should take that beef up with England, not America. Piss off.
No, they weren't doing like anything aggressively against us, so it's mostly just immigrants that were down under luck coming there to make some quick cash and go back.
About the modern China. Modern China.
And we went from San Francisco having a population of 900 to 2,600. 26,000. And then became 126,000 from all these people over there penning for gold. And of course, when the city's population grows to that size, what is it going to attract to the world of darkness?
Vampires. Children of the night. Children of pain.
A shitload of vampires came over all at one time. The Camarilla immediately established themselves there, along with a bunch of members of the Sabbat, who ran over as well, and a few anarchs. Now, the Camarilla that came over weren't really loyalist with the Camarilla to begin with. These were more a bunch of fringe neonates that felt disenfranchised and used by the Camarilla, because they were, and wanted to establish what wasn't an anarch-free state, because they still followed the Camarilla's laws. They didn't diabolize anybody. They didn't do any shit like that. But they didn't want to go into full chaos, and they didn't want to be under the thumb of an elder. They were kind of like their own thing, but still Camarilla, ultimately. And the Sabbat were there, and they realized that the Sabbat didn't really want to fight, because the Sabbat in question weren't ready for a fight. I mean, the Sabbat Civil War just happened, the second one. So the Sabbat weren't in a position to fight these members of Camarilla. They did manage to chase out the Anarchs, though. And the Anarchs just went ahead and got fucked. Jeremy McNeil hasn't entered the story yet. The Anarchs don't have a foothold in this part of the country yet.
Yeah, I just view the Camarilla taking a broom. I just view the Camarilla taking a broom and just kicking the rats out the fucking barn.
Get them out of the fucking barn. Why the Anarchs contributed to anything?
Basically nothing.
No. And even though there was no real gold in San Francisco, there was gold around San Francisco, and people needed a place to shop and barter and sell the gold. So all the ships that were in Yerba Buena got broken down, turned into houses. More ships came in with more supplies. They had furniture, they had building materials, and they built an actual city this time around instead of it just being basically a village. And
basically,
with all these tents around, we now have a thriving place that has a lot of people who are dying. There were around
mysteriously
1,000 suicides a year happened in San Francisco. And all the bodies were shriveled up and dry. It's crazy that all 1,000 of these people killed themselves in the same way.
Somehow they exsanguinated themselves mysteriously. You don't know how.
Yeah,
he committed can I use the S word?
Yeah, you can't, because I already said it.
They offed themselves they offed themselves mysteriously by shooting themselves 15 times in the back of the head.
And that's why I cut myself up into pieces and flushed myself down the drain. Boy, you must have had some demons.
I mysteriously somehow ate myself. I just devoured my own body.
Let me crank my audio down just a little bit. That's it. That's the right level. Okay.
Also want to point out that the picture, at least in the page, this one's
good. This is at least a good image.
Yeah, it is. Holy shit.
And
I'll say this: the perspective on the guy on the ground looks like he's reaching for his crotch.
Yes. I gotta squeeze these nuts one more time before I die.
Was like squeeze, give me the white milk. I'm not gonna say
it. and the spot we're reaching for that white milk only for the werewolves to immediately chase them all out. Now I hope you love the werewolves, because this is the one and only time they get mentioned in this entire book. That's it. They're done. They're gone. Contribution over.
Has no issues with the white man encroaching on their land.
Not if they're Sabbat and Camarilla, I guess.
At least look at it this way: they got out of not being scarred by this book.
And then we have the Kuei-Jin enter the story. Because a bunch of Chinese were building the railroad that was supposed to connect San Francisco and Los Angeles to the rest of the world, the Transcontinental Railroad. Who was building that railroad? To Chinese, and of course, anytime a bunch of Chinese people are in one place, there will be Kuei-Jin. It's just natural. Because keep in mind, Kuei-Jin can kinda be out in the sun. Not for long, but it can do it a little bit. So they can just survive a boat ride over to America. And of course,
they rot, don't burn.
And they came over and immediately started setting up shop. They built a Chinatown, and it's going to get burnt down later in the story. But they built a Chinatown, and any member of the Camarilla who went in there would die. Just nobody left behind. You're just gone. And the word was, do not fucking enter Chinatown. Do not do it. And the Kuei-Jin, as part of their doctrine to spread out and make themselves known and conquer the world, wanted to do that, but knew that they didn't have the manpower at the moment to do it. You had to turtle up inside of the Chinatown. Anytime a member of the Camarilla or the Sabbat tried entering, they would die, but you knew that the minute you left that defensive position, you were going to die as well. It's like, if you remember the bug, the antlion. The antlion is safe as long as it's in the sand, but the minute it steps out, you can grab the antlion and kill it.
Basically, they leave their the fortress, and a kind of open game. It's open season on them.
Now, the thing is, well, in real life, obviously, the Chinatown never really grew, so they were just perpetually turtling until modern nights.
Yes. And the thing is, but this black box over here, it says, because there are a bunch of Chinese people living here, a bit of Chinese hell, Yomi, migrated over into America.
That's how I run it. I'm sorry, I must go on a tangent here by this moment. Excuse me.
Say it.
This is how I do Yomi and the underworld from the East.
Yes.
It is based on the cultural beliefs of the people around it. That means if you have a lot of Eastern people in one area, Yomi may manifest in America of all places. Or if you have a lot of Americans in the East, there wouldn't be a Chinese hell in that area. That's how I view it, and that's how I do it.
You thought it was going to be Satan torturing you in California, but no, it's the Chinese emperor.
In actuality, it's both. Because that place is hell. California, you should call it.
It's its own little slice of hell that we wish would get sunken into the ocean.
I love all the 49 states of America.
Except for California.
It's only that
Giant
one.
earthquake just staring at California, waiting to consume it at any point in time.
You love Florida, you don't love California.
Would you say that California is the equivalent of Reddit, but in the same?
It is. It's the entire country is the entire state is that.
I wouldn't call all of California Reddit.
It's mostly the inner cities, like Northern California, got plenty of nice folk.
Because a lot of northern parts of California, you have a lot of normal people, but the further south you go, the closer and closer you get to lunacy.
Yep.
And basically all of California's laws are only keeping Los Angeles, Sacramento, San Francisco, and San Diego in mind. Everyone else gets fucked.
Basically,
and it doesn't help that your leadership are awful. Hey, let me remove money from the firefighting budget after we've had record wildfires for the past decade now.
Good old Gavin
Why
Newsom.
did so many people die?
Gavin Newsom.
Here. How the fuck do you have zero water in your fire hydrants, and you live next to the ocean?
You're next to the fucking ocean.
That's because you're supposed to use fresh water for that. You can't use salt water.
Motherfucker, boil it.
There's ways you can desalinate the water. Sure, it smells like rotten eggs when you use that water, but you can still use it.
Yeah. Also, I don't care if my house smells like eggs. My house will still be there.
And
just get some pots and cans and start grilling. Put it up in like a fucking super soaker and voila.
That's too complicated.
Let's see.
What we need to do here is spend another $1 trillion on capital I.
Yeah.
Or you could just put it like in super soakers. Go in like gangster style. Just put it out.
I'll talk California one last time before we actually do move on.
Right.
Do you know they were trying to build an entire train that goes all the way from the top of California to the bottom? They spent over at this point $1 million on it.
It's still not built.
Still not built.
No, because all that money's getting fucking embezzled. Yep. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what?
You don't.
I don't think anyone's going to sue me. I don't think anyone's going to sue me if I want to say it anyway. Shadow plays. Okay, is this the part where the story develops? Because there was a whole tangent that we had to skip. Oh yeah, it brings up. You know who else went to California?
My mom.
Thank you for saying that. And
shut up.
What happened is that a bunch of Australians escaped the open air prison that was Australia. That would go on to become the 12th richest country in the world. So it worked out in the end. and they made their way over to California, set themselves up, and because Australia was a prison colony still, every single one of them was a felon. And they become known as the Sydney Ducks, or more colloquially, the Hoodlums. They do a practice called hooding, which you can still do today. What you want to do is, back then it was a burlap hood. Nowadays it's just a plastic bag you get from Walmart. You put it over someone's head, tie them in behind their head, push them down to the ground, proceed to beat the shit out of them, strangle them, knock them over the head, whatever, until they stop moving. And then you just steal their shit and run away.
So grabbing bag?
Yes.
Wow, a victimless crime.
Exactly.
In my personal experience, it's mostly been shoelaces, occasionally zip ties.
Nah, now here's what you do. You beat the motherfucker, then you steal only his left shoe.
And that's it.
Man, that is just a troll right there.
I gave you brain damage. You gave me your shoe.
Yeah.
Fair exchange. And
Yeah.
so that was just a little tangent that the book brought up. And you have a bunch of back and forth between the Kuei-Jin. Like that, the story doesn't really develop in this section. Oh yeah, here we go. In June 1851, the city of San Francisco was corrupt as shit. Ballot stuffing was practiced. The police were bought out by criminals. The Sydney Ducks and other criminal groups basically owned the city. If you want to talk about Wild West, now it's a fucking shitty-ass mafia that controlled the whole damn city. A man named John Jenkins went to a merchant store, picked up the safe, walked away, and basically got away with it. No real punishment ever came his way. And
are we sure talking about San Francisco or talking about the UK right now?
We're talking about San Francisco today in 2026.
Oh, it's still like
that?
And there's a whole section here about Emperor Norton, but we're going to skip that bit. It wasn't long until just everybody realized, hey, I could just do fucking crimes and nobody's going to prosecute me. So for the next 4 years, 1855, people could just do whatever the fuck they wanted. Is that you could just steal whoever you wanted, you could just kidnap whoever you want, and you can just kill whoever you want, to a point where a group called, I believe their name is, let me remind myself, the Committee of Public Vigilance had to form, which were people that got sick of getting screwed over and became a group of vigilantes that proceeded to hunt down these criminals and just fucking kill them. 500 of these criminals were murdered, and only 6 of them were killed by execution.
Hold on, why don't we care about Emperor Norton?
Emperor Norton, it's a section in this book where it's like a historical little tangent. Like, yeah, it's something crazy that happened.
He's the one and only Emperor of the United States.
He's got the same level of genius as Nigel Cheese.
I'll
The
say
most
this
powerful Malkavian ghoul, Malkav himself, all blessed him with his insight.
For those that read the inspiration for Haster, I'm the Emperor of America.
That literally was Emperor Norton. The dude was some crazy guy, crazy British dude that immigrated over, lost all his money. He got pissed off and said, "You know what? I'm done with all of this. I want y'all to put respect on my name. I'm the Emperor of America. Who's gonna check me?"
He basically just
He wants to be greatly loved.
The whole thing is that he's gonna get rich or die trying. That's his story, and we have a bunch of posers for that now. James King.
He was from rags to riches. He said rags to bitches.
See, James King was a banker who got. Oh, what?
I was gonna say he would thrive in today's time and climate.
James King was a prominent San Francisco banker who got screwed over, so he became a guy who wrote for the Evening Bulletin, and he wrote a 4-page paper calling out the city, saying this place fucking sucks. A notorious gambler, Charles Cora, shot and killed a U.S. Marshal, and basically got away with it. And King was saying, if Cora isn't hanged for this, then Sheriff David Scannell, who's bought out and controlled by this mafia, should be hanged in his place. And then in response to that, King decides to go ahead, looks into James Casey, who is a city supervisor, reveals that he's an actual felon from Sing Sing prison in New York, and in retaliation, Casey orders him to be shot to death outside of his own office at Montgomery Street.
Ooh.
And
he's not coming back with a sequel.
It led to the breaking point where the Committee of Public Vigilance eventually stormed the San Francisco PD, found that they were keeping Charles Cora comfy in place, not even in a jail cell, dragged these guys out to the street and killed them in the middle of the road. But while this was going on, while there was an actual riot going on where 3,500 vigilantes were overthrowing a police department, the Camarilla decided that this was the opportunity where they were going to go in and chase out the Sabbat. While they were looking around, they went over to their contacts within the Committee of Public Vigilance and said, "Hey, you know that guy over there? He's with the San Francisco PD." He's what? And the people that were pointing out were Sabbat, either their ghouls or their vampires, where they got their havens burnt, their stores raided, all their money and assets were stolen, and put into the hands of the Camarilla. Amazing. Usually it's the Anarchs doing that kind of shit, or Sabbat doing it, but not the Camarilla. The Camarilla got on top of a riot for once.
Remember, they're the Mafia. The Mafia loves doing stuff like that.
And there we go, 1855, no more Sabbat. No more Sabbat in California.
For now.
We're safe.
Now.
And after that, looks like Camarilla were pretty much done. We just gotta get this railroad built. You're going to go ahead, get the city going. Everything's going to be great. Oh no, 1906 happens. An earthquake that destroys the city. Boom.
They should have all of California, in my opinion, but okay, we can take this much.
Exactly that. The Kuei-Jin managed to divine it, due to the powers of feng shui and their rituals, that the city was going to be destroyed. And then it happened. Where this massive-ass earthquake goes off, 3,000 people die, 225,000 get injured, and $40 million in damages is caused by 1906 money. You want to know how much money that is? Because I did the math for this. In 2026?
Yes, it's like billions.
$14.6 billion in damage.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, of our 1% will go bankrupt fixing that.
So in modern days, how much do they spend on earthquake insurance over there?
Probably not a lot. A lot of insurance shit gets stolen anyway.
Yeah. I mean, back in that day period here, if the insurance company didn't give you the money, you were within your legal right to take a gun and make sure they give you your money back.
And even like homeowners insurance covers such little shit. Like it's so situational what's going to happen to your house, and homeowners insurance basically covers none of it. And
yeah, but you'd also want business insurance for like commercial districts.
Yeah, that shit is. What happened during the earthquake in World of Darkness sense is that a bunch of vampires died in it as well, because shit would catch fire in the earthquake and burn the vampires to death, or send them into rot strike and they'd run out to the street and die in the sunlight. And many of them had to go underground. Thank you, Clan Nosferatu, for being willing to share havens in times of judgment like this. And there were 2 vampires that got so scared of the fire they refused to come out. And in desperation, because all the city's refugees are all huddled in one place, somebody is going to notice if we feed, the Camarilla caved in and started diabolizing each other. This would eventually reach the bigwigs off to the side of New York, who sent in scourge teams that would kill 3 Kindred who diabolized. And rank was not excused. One of those guys that was killed was the Primogen. It doesn't matter how much you've done for us, how long you've been with the Camarilla. The minute you diabolize one vampire, you're gone. You gotta love working with these guys.
You can hide that you did it.
I mean, to be fair, that's actually a good thing. It means no one can get away with doing dumb shit.
No, but you say that, but then we have guys like Hearts at the Eldest that exist, or Hearts at the Younger.
There's always an exception to the rule.
And basically, the entire Camarilla had to be reset because all the guys who were here beforehand are now dead, and we have an entirely new Camarilla that does not really acknowledge the threat of the Kuei-Jin during this time. And the Kuei-Jin survived as well, given that the Chinese were a minority group that had to stick with each other to survive. A lot of the Kuei-Jin had public identities during this time, so the Chinese would recognize them and have no real issues bringing them in. And they just looked around, saw this new Camarilla coming in, and they had a revelation. A lot of documents just got destroyed in that earthquake because of those fires. So let's just go ahead and use this as a moment to reset. We're going to start a forging business. We're going to create a lot of fake IDs and fake papers saying that I've lived here for 3 generations already. I'm a natural-born American citizen. I'm not an immigrant. And because all those records were destroyed, no copies were made. They just basically
Genius.
gave everybody who was Chinese or remotely Asian in heritage U.S. citizenship, along with themselves, where they just gave themselves business patents, homes, deeds, basically whatever the fuck they wanted through their fortune business, and nobody could call them on it.
Deed? This whole farm is mine now. It's always been mine. What
No.
you talking about?
But look, I got this piece of paper over here that says that. It's my handwriting, but who cares about that? My land. My land. This was have its time, wasn't it? This book. Then we have, what was it, the fucking marijuana farms in California where they just basically run slave labor. And it's right next to military installations too, which definitely isn't chilling to think about.
Yep.
You're going to let these people
Most
invade your
liberal
country because they
state
grow
in the
reefer.
Union.
I mean, realistically speaking, they were probably just making military fatigues out of hemp fibers at that point.
They're just going to blow the smoke over to the military installation and have the entire U.S. Army be too high to fight back.
God damn, what a fucking plan, god damn.
That's a genius plan.
Yeah, I would say like that's a stupid plan, but I never know with them.
I remember me and Kyle thought of a way to fight North Korea. We looked it up and we found out that scorpions are... There's not a single scorpion in North Korea. So what if we just had a plane that just dropped off a bunch of scorpions in North Korea and then it flew away? And that's how we'll take it down.
They
Basically,
don't know how to treat their venom. Don't even know what to do with them.
basically.
Let's commit eco-terrorism against your entire biome.
Sentenced to war crime trials for the illegal export of scorpions.
Where does it say in these conventions that I can't use scorpion warfare? Where does it say that?
We're gonna have to pull a Canada. We're breaking new ground. We're committing war crimes that don't even exist yet.
And see, going into this, is there like any real development in this? Nah, it's just a bunch of fucking yada yada. This is where the book gets esoteric. It does bring up in 1941, the Japanese Empire causes Pearl Harbor, and the Chinese Kuei-Jin uses this as an opportunity to screw over the Japanese Kuei-Jin. They tell them to go get fucked, send their families to the camps, send them to the camps, and those guys would just rot to death within the damn camp if they survive at all. They come back and find out their haven has been stolen by the Chinese, who, using their forging business, either took the land for themselves or sold it off to someone else. Amazing. The Chinese and Japanese will hate each other until the day both of them die.
Yeah.
Yeah, very obvious.
Don't know why
Now,
they're
there's
each
a-
other's ops, but
You
they
know,
are.
there's a saying: never ask a Polish man his opinion on the Russians. The same applies to the Japanese to the Chinese.
I think I remember seeing a
And
statistic
vice versa.
somewhere, like shortly after the pandemic, that only 8% of all Chinese citizens have a positive opinion of Japan.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean, the Chinese and Japanese people, if you look at what Twitter has told you, they are very, very racist. They're the professional racists over there in Asia.
I mean, the reason why The Last Jedi failed in China was because a Chinese woman kissed a black man on the lips, and that's the reason why that movie failed.
What
I
the
mean, yeah.
fuck?
Why the fuck did they want... I can say this because I'm black. Why the fuck do they want a dirty meat?
No.
It's
a dirty and
he's going to use the Vosh word. He's going into
Bosh.
Yeah. Vosh. That's how that was his claim to fame. He was in a debate with Ethan Ralph, and he just dropped the N-bomb in the middle of it.
Oh,
And
good for him.
that was back when Vosh has some sense. Now he's just lost his fucking mind because of a porn addiction. And
Back to the story.
so Japan down went from 3 blocks to 6 blocks. The Chinese stole the land, and then finally the groups in Nanking and Shanghai realized that there was a big damn Kuei-Jin population over there that they had fallen out of contact with, that they needed to get back on their side. So when the Great Leap Outward would begin in 1989, where another earthquake struck, and they used the moment of crisis after 63 people died in the earthquake to send over these bigwigs from Nanking and Shanghai, who got in a fight with these Kuei-Jin that had been there for years, got them underneath their thumb, and said, "We have been given a mandate by the Jade Emperor himself to go and expand across the entire world and conquer everything, and you've just been sitting in Chinatown for 200 years. It's time for us to take over the world. After a small skirmish, it happened. They started expanding, picking fights with the Camarilla, picking fights with the Sabbat and Anarchs that tried to get back into San Francisco and would immediately die. The Camarilla sent over a guy called Joshin van Nuys. It's a weird Dutch name. I think that's how you say it. Who decided that he had to go ahead and say something to the Kuei-Jin after they killed the Toreador and Tremere Primogens of San Francisco in one night.
Oh, they are efficient.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
So in 1996, he goes over, he says, hey, there's no reason we gotta fight like this. No, everything's good. You see, the prince over there, Vanner Thomas, he's full of shit. I mean, if you want, as a means of making peace to make sure you don't kill everyone else, how about we just overthrow the prince and just get him the fuck out of here, and then I be the prince and I'm your guy, and then we just form a deal like that. Capiche? And the Kuei-Jin said, yeah, that sounds a good idea. So,
oh shit, this is when that revolt happened. Fuck, right.
Yeah, Thomas got backstabbed by Van Nuys. Oh wow, Ventrue stabbing each other in the back, who could have seen that coming. And then he gets ousted, and everything looks fine. We got Van Nuys as this acting prince at the time. The August courts are fine with this guy who's basically in their pocket, doing whatever they say. But then they decide, hey, wait a minute, we're not satisfied with that. This is that big damn wordy bit where it gets super fucking esoteric on the bottom of page 28, on the top of page 29. I ain't reading all that shit. But basically what happens is that J.J. Lee, who is a forever 14-year-old Kuei-Jin, decides that they need to go over and crank it up a notch. We have to deal with the Yama Kings. She believes that the Jade Emperor is just a Yama King by another name. That a lot of Kuei-Jin would disagree with you on, saying that. But whatever, she hasn't become an Akuma yet. She talks like an Akuma. She acts like an Akuma. But she hasn't lost her mind yet. So, do what she says. And their plan was that they were going to go in and start this whole rug pull operation where the Camarilla, yeah, they're working with us, but fuck them. Let's just take all of San Francisco by ourselves. So they started sending these warriors over into Los Angeles who started openly killing the Camarilla in the street, which is where you get that plotline from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines from. That's the reason why Sebastian LaCroix is so fucking freaked out by the Kuei-Jin in that game. And in 1999, the Wicked Nightmares happened. You were saying something, Greed?
No, I was saying like, right. Because this is the inspiration for the Bloodlines game.
Yes. You notice that in the endings in that game, that Sebastian LaCroix, if you teamed up with anyone else to oust him, he tries to fight back and dominate you. But the minute the Kuei-Jin come in, he says, dude, you are so fucked. You don't realize what the hell you just did. Why would you do this? And then when the Kuei-Jin come in, he immediately zips his lips. Because he knows he's screwed. There's no speech at the end he does. There's no breakdown. He just knows he's fucked.
They're like, dude, you betrayed all of vampire kind for a bunch of living dead, you dumbass.
And, of course, the Kuei-Jin betray you. What did you think was going to happen? And so what happens is that there's a big damn fight that goes on. A bunch of vampires meet their final deaths in Los Angeles. But there's a massive fight going back and forth between the Kuei-Jin. We see this word over here, Kinjin. That's just what the Kuei-Jin call Cainites. Kindred. That's just their word for it.
Yeah, I figured.
Everything is going well until Tremere Oliver Thrace comes in and he betrays the entire Camarilla, sells out all this information over to the Kuei-Jin. Meanwhile, Hao Wei Liang's troops, another member of the Kuei-Jin, were decimated and demoralized after an assault in bloody failure. The courts would fight each other. 1999, resplendent Queen Mandarin Hao met the Eye of Heaven in honor, leading to the Foreigner Vanquishing Crusade being greatly weakened. A bunch of Kuei-Jin started infighting. A bunch of Kuei-Jin died. A bunch of guys were going back and forth, going fucking nowhere. And then the Anarchs decided this would be a really great time for us to run in and establish a free state for ourselves. And so they ran in that free state that started in Los Angeles, thanks to Jeremy McNeil, who's now in the story. They ran over and decided to do the same thing in Los Angeles and San Francisco. And boom, now we have an Eric Free state. Now this two-way war became a three-way war. It's now a triple threat match. Who's ready for it?
Oh, dear God. This sounds like it's just getting more and more of a mess.
And then the Sabat realized that they could get in with this as well. And the Sabat managed to just wedge themselves in as this fourth guy, and it's now a four-way match. And the Sabat don't really contribute to anything, and the Sabat don't really succeed at anything, and the Sabat end up getting killed off anyways. But there's this constant back and forth fight going on where all of a sudden the Kuei-Jin look behind him and say, looks like hell followed us in. Oh, hell followed us in. We can now start reproducing Kuei-Jin. And so they did. We started getting more Kuei-Jin made, where as long as you had Asian heritage, you could become a Kuei-Jin if you managed to get thrown out back into your body straight out of hell. And thanks to a bunch of new Kuei-Jin, they started going into these far-out human wave tactics to the point where the Kindred had to go ahead, surrender, bend the knee to a group called the New Promised Mandarinate, which is basically the Chinese government's Kuei-Jin. Incredible.
Ah, shit, my Discord crashed.
Well, we can still hear on our end. Don't worry about it.
New Heavenly Mandate or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the New Promised Mandarinate, where they get fucking weird with their names in the Kuei-Jin. And so they come in, and it's to the point where the Camarilla look like they're going to straight up lose San Francisco entirely. Justicar Madame Guile, where if you remember her name, 3HB, is the most psychopathic toreador to ever live. And she's one of the 7 presidents of the Camarilla. Moves into San Francisco herself and decides, I'm taking over the fight. This Van Noyes guy can get the fuck out of here. I'm demoting him as prince. I'm putting in my own princess, Sarah Ann Wilder, and I'll be overseeing this war from this point forward. Incredible. Do you want to go over her stat block again? To really, to really emphasize
I
just
know
what
she's completely cracked. She has like 6 ups in almost all of her physical attributes.
5 strength, 7 dexterity, 6 stamina, 5 charisma, 7 manipulation, 6 appearance, 5 perception, 4 intelligence, 5 wits. With her disciplines including Aspect 6, Celerity 5, Fortitude 4, Potence 4, Presence 7, Protean 2, Serpentis 3, and Thaumaturgy 3.
Who the hell taught her Serpentis? Don't
She's
ask.
still different.
And she comes in, and right when she establishes herself in San Francisco, her haven's been built, she sits down. She is greeted by the Mandarinate, and they say, oh, thank you. Are you the boss of this place? We're ready to negotiate. She just looks around. Okay, I was considering killing you all, but I guess we're doing business instead. So she hears them out. They say, we're going to split the city. We're going to give you this portion of San Francisco for you to do what you want. And we're going to have this part of San Francisco to ourselves. And we will handle the Anarch issue for you. We'll chase them out. And Madame Guile accepts it. As long as her person stays in place. She looks over at Sarah Wilder, says, if anything goes wrong, call me. She dips. And the Kuei-Jin proceed to, instead of it being a 50-50 split, turn it into a 75-25 split. At least Camarilla gets to stay at all. But now the Camarilla are, I'll show you the map in a minute, basically stuck in an open-air prison. Because they are completely surrounded by the Kuei-Jin with no way out. And they're doing business. They'll ultimately ends up in the hands of the Kuei-Jin, stuck under the thumb of the Kuei-Jin. If they leave their area, the Kuei-Jin will fucking kill them. And that's basically the state of the story until we start getting into characters. Yeah. Here's a good picture right here on the screen. I like the city. I like the little landmark in this. We keep it simple like that. Nice and geological. So here's the map of what San Francisco looks like. And if you pull up a copy of San Francisco on your end, maybe like the map, there are 2 whole neighborhoods that it can remote control. That being Pacific Heights and Castro. And that's it. That's all they control. Everything else is controlled by the Kuei-Jin except for the area around Golden Gate Park. That is controlled by the independent Gangrel. These Gangrel quit the Camarilla, and the guy that runs that area is a guy who is, by all definitions of the term, ungovernable. He's not an anarch. He's his own thing. We'll talk about him later. But if you want to know what these neighborhoods are, 3HB to describe Pacific Heights to you, it's this really ritzy part of San Francisco. It's where all the rich people live. You have all these different manors and villas in that area. Every house is painted white. Everything's on a hill. It's got a bunch of greenery in it. Very pretty place to live. And Castro is, get ready, a neighborhood. I shit you not, that's what Castro is.
Elaborate.
You go there, and the sidewalks are painted with rainbows. And there's multiple...
Oh, now I get it.
And you go there, and there's the back alley and the manhole that you can go to. And the bathhouse. The communal place where you can shower together. With friends. So that's what the Camarilla get to control.
What the fuck?
Look, I'm telling you, the Camarilla is gay as hell. I'm telling you.
Keep on
Maybe they were.
telling you this. Like, you call yourselves the back scratchers, and a man founded this with a bunch of other men. And they're Spanish.
Exactly
And
that.
made up
Yeah.
Italian.
Exactly
The
that.
gayest
Well,
people in the world.
They scratch your back. They scratch something else. You know what I mean?
It is. You scratch my bush, I'll scratch yours. That's the
Maybe.
same.
Where's Archie when you need him so we could find a Spanish word for nut scratchers?
There's also like a Japantown section in San Francisco where the Japanese Kuei-Jin are forced to live in this little shitty section that's only 6 blocks, and that's it. You have some non-Camarilla vampires that are basically only Gangrel, and that's it. They live on Lincoln Park, like I said. And then you have the munificent transitioning sectors. So that section that was between Castro and Pacific Heights, known as Lower Haight and Western Addition, that is the MT Zone, which is a place that used to be controlled by Camarilla, that is now being ushered out by the Kuei-Jin. What would happen, it's already done by the plan of this point of map plot, but the Kuei-Jin were doing is, you were allowed to work there for a limited amount of days. They'll tell you how many days you had left to work in that area. Once that time limit was up, a bunch of Kuei-Jin would escort you at the ass end of the night to to your designated territories, your 2 open-air prison districts, drop you off, and you were not allowed to leave that area ever again. You just had to go ahead, find a place to sleep with probably like 20 minutes left of the night before final death waited you around the corner. Though thankfully the Nosferatu are very accommodating in this area. It works to have these guys on your side. You see why the Camarilla has stayed around for as long as it has. It's because of Nosferatu.
Like, for example, if my Dark Ages game, the Nosferatu player referred my Enwa, you're a ride or die for everyone. Best clan here.
The best clan in the world. How many other Nosferatu
the
NPCs
homie.
are in that game?
He's the
Yeah,
only
man.
one because he accidentally scared all of them off because he took the clan enmity flaw. They were supposed to be there, but they just don't respect him, so he didn't help them out for the whole game.
Do you think he's Nick Tuku? That's the thing.
No, it's the fact he draws too much attention to himself because Radagast, the character he's playing as, is a womanizing degenerate. Well, not complete degenerate.
Well, it's
but a
rapper. Like every
womanizer
character he
that's
plays is
running around
magnanimous.
Just like he gets blackout drunk and starts partying. He's the most Nosferatu and least Nosferatu at the same time.
Here's something interesting for you. I've managed to scroll this down. The Cathayan free zones, which are designated by the Tremere. So here's a 5-part plan to get the Kuei-Jin out of the city. It is up to phase 3 so far. Phases 4 and 5 are yet to go off. So let me describe the plan to you 3. Let me see what you think of this. And 3HP already knows this plan too.
Mm-hmm.
So step 1. We are going to get the... Take a look at this. the Ventrue to grant amnesty to the gangrel and say, you can go around and you can just be dogs in the middle of the public park like a bunch of fucking losers if you want, as long as you keep an eye on the Kuei-Jin for us. Phase 2 is that we'll get the Nosferatu, or anyone with transportation influence, to keep an eye on the ferry terminals at night and monitor boat rentals, and keep an eye on all the Kuei-Jin going in and out of the city, and then report that to the Tremere. Phase 3 is that the Tremere make a ward that deals 39 levels of lethal damage the minute you step into it.
Ooh.
I kid you not, that's the number. 39 levels of lethal damage. Jojo,
Yeah,
you
that
saw
was
that Mandrake
one
popped out on us when we were doing his Rich Cross Australia game. That was only 3 levels of lethal damage that we took. This is 39.
Yeah, you'll get
Where
like a
does this
one
ward
shot
go?
with that.
It is a ward. It's a little invisible spell circle, like almost like they're spraying raid bug spray out their door. And the minute a Kuei-Jin steps over it, the damage immediately hits them, and it is unsoakable. It just
And
goes
they
off
turn to ash. Yeah. After
instantly.
that.
So they put it on individual doorways.
Yes, the minute you step within a threshold into Pacific Heights or into Castro, this just kills you. So
Straight up, no mercy.
the Camarilla can't step out of the zone, but the Kuei-Jin can't step into it either. The Kuei-Jin found out about this after Kuei-Jin died going into one of these neighborhoods. And
Yeah, they would definitely know now.
as, of course, the Kuei-Jin were not happy about this and said, don't you fucking set one of these up again. And they're saying, oh, sure, we won't do it. But now they're moving on to Phase 4. Phase 4...
Yeah, it's just some rogue actor that we don't control. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We'll just get some plausible deniability with Phase 4, which is to pay the Assamites to start circling Northern California and start killing Kuei-Jin.
Which is like that is effective way.
We-
Just get the Assamites to do the
We'll
dirty
give
work.
the Assamites a big stack of money to solve the problem for us.
So that's what they call the web of knives, right?
Yes. And then stage 5 is to ensure that the territory is not taken over by Kuei-Jin again. Instead of sending more members of Camarilla, because I don't really know, they didn't really explain this part of the plan all that well to me, they're going to get the Giovanni and the Satites to fill in the voids instead.
Oh yeah, you fucked it up when you have that in there.
Yeah, the Giovanni, because at this point of the story in the meta plot, the Giovanni really needed money because the Ghostbusters protection racket just blew up in smoke and took all the ghosts with it. And the Setites, because the Setites will agree to anything as long as the Setite believes that they get one over on you with the plan. As long as they think they're in control, they'll go along with it. They're not in control. It's more Ventrue shit. And the man that's done will just set up a Giovanni and Setite ward and just kill the Giovanni and Setites with the wards that we used to kill the Kuei-Jin. And everyone will be happy, the Assamites will get their money, and we can go back to controlling San Francisco as usual. It's a perfect plan, isn't it?
I mean,
It
it's a solid
wouldn't
plan,
go
but I'm
wrong.
sure it didn't work.
It hasn't gone off yet because I don't know, the Kuei-Jin are fucking scary and can squash you like a bug at any point in this plan.
Yeah. The Kuei-Jin, well, let's say this here, has been doing very well so far in this entire conflict. Sadly enough, that's not how it typically works the rest of the world.
And there's... Oh, by the way, you see that where it says wall rating on the next page? What's this, page 41? Because the Kuei-Jin can step sideways with certain gifts, and so can the Tremere, there's a gauntlet rating throughout the city as well. The financial district has a gauntlet rating of 9.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Oh,
It's always stepping
No,
sideways
you
in that.
know what happened to you?
What happened, what?
Your spirit of taxes appears. Pay the toll, bitch.
Almighty Dollar shows up and says, "Where's my money? Where's my money?"
See, we can basically fast forward to that whole navigation bit.
I would go to a player character in a werewolf game in the Modern Nights. Almighty Dollar appears. Where's my doses, bitch?
There's also a whole thing in here too where a lot of they bring up to note that a lot of the Chinese members of the Kuei-Jin are Chinese Kuei-Jin that came into existence after or during the Great Leap Forward. aka they're communist.
Oh, shit.
Through the power of communism, you will take over San Francisco. Well, that actually is going on right now, isn't it?
Wouldn't that logically make them not want to be communists because they were victims of the very failing of communism with their own lives?
Well,
Some people in that scenario will have silver spoons in their entire mouth, or so brainwashed by propaganda they think it's a good idea.
yes, some of them were just born lucky and were in the Revolutionary Army and fought for the army and then got out of China before shit went south.
Yeah, it's
Even
just
then, the majority of people that died in the Great Leap Forward were peasants. Peasants that barely even actually liked the communist
and these
regime.
guys died and then they got better.
I would say this here. As much as you would think they wouldn't join, there's still people in America who think communism is good.
There's a lot of people out there that say, I know that Stalin was a good person, but I can't prove it. You just gotta believe me.
The motherfucker were one of his least unhinged quotes is him allegedly saying, "One death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a statistic."
They'll also say that Lavrenti Beria definitely didn't kill all those women and bury their bodies behind his house.
I want to say that Stalin is sort of correct with that statement. When the deaths are just so high, it's sort of hard to emotionally connect to it.
Because you can't comprehend the number.
Yeah.
It gets abstract to you. There's also a section here, too, about the Tongs saying, yeah, because there's Kuei-Jin, there's of course, a Chinese mafia operating in San Francisco.
Is there?
Well,
in real life.
Well, let's pull it up on IRL. Let's see, Chinese mafia in San Fran. Okay, I'm getting no search results in Google as I type this in.
You call it a triad when it's the Chinese mafia, or I suppose it's just one of the tribes?
They were called the Wang Qing, as I'm saying.
Oh.
Let's see, pull up. Let's pull it up on the wiki. Let's go ahead. Let's get this on the page. So taking a look at what we got. The Qing Youth of China were founded in 1964 by immigrants of Hong Kong and China, at wherever that is, the Hop Sing Tong. Apparently, they ran a gambling racket that eventually became a criminal gang that did gambling, loan sharking, and extortion. And are they still active? No, but they certainly had swag. Look at that style.
Damn, post a picture of that.
There's some sharp-dressed men in that group.
Fulgers. That's just straight up Fulg hunters over here.
Let's see. Let me just go ahead. Let me just post this in studio notes. Yeah, there you go. There's a Chinese gangster drip for you.
God damn, they did have drip.
Yes.
Fuck, it's the purple. I know that hairstyle. Fuck.
Pulled off. They got their looks from Elvis Presley and they perfected it.
Nah, bitch, nah. I ain't gonna. No, I was about to say something entirely racist.
Yes.
Should I say it?
And yeah, that's
without a doubt offensive.
So
never mind.
So that's your Chinese mafia in San Francisco. Google didn't want to say anything about there being a Chinese mafia in San Francisco today, but
there is. I would like to point out something at least different with them. There are technically two types of them.
Yeah.
Not like a Japanese, Chinese. You have the ones that were embraced in America, and you have the ones in China, and they are totally different.
Yes, absolutely, because the values don't match at all. And we go into later in this book. There's a lot of infighting between the Kuei-Jin.
Yeah.
Yep.
In this area.
I'm surprised they were able to have such a group cohesion up until now. To be fair.
Exactly that. Even though a lot of Asians really don't like each other.
Oh, they don't.
No. Let's see. We also have a really shitty picture in this book that I'll now like to put on screen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, take a look at this. Yeah, that's a good picture.
They're trying to cook with this one.
What the fuck?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Also, I'll say this, JoJo. I posted it. Look what I posted. Just look at that. I can't say that on screen because that was making it too far.
You still want to have a job, ain't no.
Yeah. Yes.
That is a horrendous
It went full Uncle Ruckus on us in the chat.
Like a fucking wannabe boy band, but
Well, where's the image? I can't see the image.
It's not an image. You put spoiler text over it. That's what it is.
Not what you were showing, John.
No, it's that image was on screen. It's It's the Gangrel in the fight with the Kuei-Jin, except it's drawn like shit. I know somebody worked hard on it. I know like you paid money for that in this book, but it just looked fucking terrible.
There's objectively bad art.
It's
just a bad.
It's on page 48 in the book.
Yeah. Objectively, the art was shit.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. Ooh, so that's saying a second pass.
And then we have what's like Christopher Hart's Big Book of Anime on page 53 with this picture.
You're right. It does get more anime.
This man tattooed pie on his face. There's dead ass. That's just the integer for pie.
You know what? That's just like the average day in a U.S. inner city.
No, I find this entirely funny because this is the thing Asian people and Americans do it here. You will have Asian Americans saying, you tattoo the word water on your body. Then you will have Japanese people who just wear the shirt that says water.
Where I remember, was it Nick Rekieta got a tattoo on his stomach with a cherry blossom, and a Chinese text said "loyal submissive" next to it.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, somebody played. Yeah, that was. Oh, yeah, he's been done over. He's been done.
Now we have. You might be thinking, because we're talking about San Francisco, what about Alcatraz? Well, I'm glad you asked about it, because Kuei-Jin control it. Got a rating of 7. Because nobody uses Alcatraz anymore, the Kuei-Jin just own the land now, and just use it to bring in and initiate new members of the Kuei-Jin.
You know what? That's actually pretty cool. Alcatraz is a good idea for undead. Yeah.
Along with it too, imagine being made a Kuei-Jin. You begin your Kuei-Jin game waking up in Alcatraz prison in your cell.
Johnny, do it.
Oh man, that's so hardcore.
Yeah, and then you have to go through the training with your warden to find out what your powers are and what your dharma is.
Too, because you came from hell and you have to be beaten. It has a lot of symbolic meaning.
Exactly that. That's a very, very strong way to start a campaign. With that image. And of course, this whole other the riff-raff in this book. Okay, let's skip it ahead. We also have werewolves get mentioned one more time in this book. Only to mention that they're not involved in this book because they're down south of San Francisco on a peninsula, which is why the Kuei-Jin have not gone south, and they're just here.
My boy, the Yukutena.
They're just squatting there, not really doing anything. Cool, this is in the book.
There's one of the things just missing out. Like the Glasswalkers should be here. Where the Hangan Yokai?
And if you want to go
Silicon Valley.
And if you want to go east, apparently there is a even more radicalized prince out there called Amanda Kohler, who is saying if anyone steps out of the city at all, I'm just gonna fucking kill you.
Excuse you?
It's that. Yeah. She's.
May you beg my finest pardon?
Yeah. She's this insane bitch that believes that everybody in San Francisco needs to be burnt because this whole place is so corrupted and there's so much fighting going on that just go ahead and torch it.
I mean,
she might have a point.
No. Hold on, Amanda Waller.
Amanda, that's what she is. Yes.
Yeah, from DC. Yeah.
There's also further down south the Silicon Citadel. Would it make sense to have this place be controlled by the Technocracy?
Yes, that's true.
Would it make
sense? You can definitely.
But apparently it's another spot that nobody ever wants to go to because apparently the werewolves are walking around it, and everybody's too chicken shit to actually go to Silicon Valley.
I mean, that's
kind of adds up if it's Glasswalkers there.
And then we have this whole shit involving the ley lines where there's this whole tangent here on this page, like Dragon Nest and Feng Shui, where it says you go into the Umbra and you can see the dragon lines and they'll help you predict the future through geomancy. Cool story. Okay, nobody's actually going to do that in our game. Let's see, go along. We got it's like Kuei-Jin drag queens in this picture.
Wait, what?
You got King's interest with that shit.
Looking at this, King, you've seen every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. You gotta see this one.
Dude, I ain't gay.
You got why ain't you?
Because I like women too much.
That I ain't gay. I'm just super straight.
Is it a RuPaul's Wong race?
I think it is.
find the meme. I have to post the meme, but basically is I am if I find you attractive, you are a woman, therefore I'm straight.
Okay, is this going to? Okay, so
Ichiro Hanma logic.
Chapter 4 you can basically skip because this is just fucking esoteric shit where it's explaining what the hierarchy is. So if I may go over it in a way that's not just really wordy and just all full of hot air, just blah 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 shit, the rule of the Mandarinate is what controls the area. This is led by a group called the Cloud Mandarins, who are essentially this group of oligarchs within the Mandarinate that oversee the operations. There's 5 of them. This then goes on where they have the ministers oversee this. It goes on to Gina and the disciples, who are like your first rank and your second rank. Your Hin, who are your neonates. The hierarchy goes as follows in that place from highest to lowest. You then have basically night travel is controlled, where they say stay around the militarized zone, where we're ushering these Camarilla out. Make sure they don't leave. Keep an eye on the Nosferatu. Make sure they don't try to get out. Keep them in the tunnels. If anyone tries to leave, we kill them. Basically, it's just to very quickly summarize the damn chapter because this goes on for way too fucking long. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah. And it's talking about transportation. Well, no, that section is now completely irrelevant because now you just get the self-driving Uber in San Francisco, and that's it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You also heard about prostitution getting involved in those, right?
Well, if you want to be in JoJo's words over here, be a slave to the Weaver's vehicles.
I'm telling you, you got to get yourself off this. You got to stop using the Weaver so much. Use it like the slave that it is.
Yep.
Whip it into shape and make it bend to your will.
Yeah, there it is. There's our call I was looking for. Get these ads out of here. I don't want your fucking cookies. There it is. I'm just going to go ahead on my screen to switch over to this article. Yeah, right over here. San Franciscans are having sex in robo-taxis and nobody's talking about it.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Yeah, people are getting these robo-taxis in San Francisco, having them just drive around in a circle, and then you just fuck in the backseat of the car. And that's it. That is
smart, but also disgusting. Do that in your own home.
It's cheaper than using the hotel.
Who the fuck pinged me?
It's only... I think it's like $75 at the cheapest for a hotel in San Francisco, and that's one of those sketchy ass Motel 8, like Super 8 motels. But a robo-taxi, that's only $20. Simple, right? And the only reason why people know about this is somebody looked in the back seat of one of these taxis, saw 2 guys fucking in the back, and went, "Nice."
Of course, it's the game.
Nice.
No.
President, you never said it was the guy who was gay. You're just projecting that there. You gotta hide something there, King.
No. I was informed by Johnny over here. It was the gay. It was a dude and the dude fucking. I said, of course it was the gays. I didn't imply anything.
It's aha, Spirit World, right? You want to talk about the Umbra of San Francisco because we are a werewolf channel after all.
I don't want to look at that. Okay, I don't.
We have multiple realms within this Umbra. We have a Yin world and a Yang world, which is what they call the Shadowlands and the Near Umbra, respectively. The Yin world is fucking shit. There's just a constant maelstrom here that never ever stops. You have brief moments where it's like a 5-minute period where it stops raining and you just quickly run from one building to another, and then the storm starts all over again. And you can take anywhere between 1 to 10 levels of lethal damage every turn you're in the storm, depending on how badly the storyteller wants to kill you. It's terrible.
Yeah, to basically never be outside of a building in the in-world.
No, there's specters fucking everywhere here. You're basically sitting on the top of a giant Nile.
So, are we going to talk about the feng shui?
The feng shui, where in order to ward off all these bad spirits, you need to go off of feng shui, which is you need to have that piece of furniture in that corner of your house, and that piece over there in that wall of the house. It needs to fit north, east, west, and south need to be equally balanced, and that will ward away the spirits.
And if it's not, if it's the opposite. What did they call like a poison angle or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, your furniture sucks. That's why your house is haunted.
Yeah, basically.
That's the reason why. Don't ever remodel your house because you'll get haunted.
So is the answer at the end of the day is clean your house? Is that what it is?
Don't clean your house. Leave it alone.
Or how about this? How about this one? This is a good idea. How about reject it and become American instead, and shoot the ghost?
Just become American. Just get called to Ghostbusters. We right the Oblivion. We have Orpheus. We have the Orpheus group we can call.
So you're telling
we don't have Orpheus anymore. You nuked Orpheus.
There's also to like specify in the Yin world. You remember how San Francisco was destroyed in an earthquake in 1906? That's what San Francisco looks like in the Shelllands.
I'm assuming there's a giant crack in the earth that leads to
hell. Yeah, there is.
No, I forget the term. My brain had brain fart, but the maze in the
the labyrinth.
Thank you.
And you just go there and just spend your set crawl of it all the damn time. And even though it rains there constantly, the fissure is never full. Because it just goes on for fucking ever. And now we get to talk about the Yang world. Where the Yang world is San Francisco, but it's very pretty, and there's not shit in the road everywhere you step.
No, I don't want to imagine the Yang world of San Francisco, because it sounds like a giant honey trap.
Well, it kind of is, because the entire city in San Francisco is on fire in the Umbra. All the time. It's called the Burning City, where the downtown portions of San Francisco are just on fire all day, every day, and the fire doesn't kill you, but it will send you into Rat Shrek if you see it as a Canite. And you can just go over here, and there's a bunch of fucking fire people in this place, and a bunch of Chinese. I'm forgetting what the equivalent of like a yokai is in Chinese. And you can just talk to them here, and they run the city, and there's an entire economy in this city that's just on fire all the fucking time.
I think they're called Banakanoma or Bakanoma.
And you can just chill over here. You can just chill in the place that's on fire all the damn time as a werewolf. You know that meme of the dog in the house, this is fine?
Yeah, it's not on fire, it's the spiritual equivalent of fire. Like,
so what did Werewolf mean by this, by the way? What I think they meant by it was this some sort of resentment for the city?
If you could send me that meme of Elmo in the fire, that would be great.
I'd also like to clarify this here. I like beforehand they realized this one here without realizing how many times fucking California has caught on fire.
It's on the point. It's gotten to the point where it's just on fire all the damn time in the Umbra.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've noticed something in the book. I'm gonna post in studio notes. Doesn't these two look similar?
Take a look at this.
Don't they look similar?
No,
They look similar.
every time.
Even the arm movements are the
What
same.
the fuck? Oh no!
I'm asking this question to you. Is that a gangrel?
I think it is. I think it is.
Because he looks like some white trash.
The fucking Chad Gangrel.
Gangrel, nigga, Chad.
No. This is more funny. This is more funny. He could also just be the most white trash. Fucking hungry dead. The most white trash.
He is the whitest of the trash. Look at his fucking hands.
He comes out of that car.
That's his political agenda.
He's got Ball with the Ball playing at full volume out of his car unironically.
Yeah. I'm just surprised.
No. Okay, one final thing. One final comment before we have to refer to here. When I look at this image, I feel like he has frosted tips.
He probably does. Like... You know, Harris died. And
I'm just surprised that this was prophesized back in the San Francisco by Night book. Legitimately, they look the same. Show that to anybody, like, that's the Giga Chad meme.
Chad gang.
Prehistoric. That's the prehistoric Giga Chad meme.
Your next realm in the Umbra is the Golden Court of the Dragon King of the Sea, where we just have a big damn dragon spirit living in the ocean right next to San Francisco. You know what else is in this area too? The Rokea.
Oh.
Yeah. All the Rokea just step sideways and are in this giant coral castle that's filled with gold and pearls. And the Rokea guard it, and if you try entering against a Kuei-Jin or a werewolf, you die because the Rokea kill you.
Yeah.
Makes
the Rokea
Or
The Kuei-Jin are very strong here, but I'm going to be real here. You don't beat were sharks in the ocean. I don't care what splat you are. You're going to get your ship.
If the Marine Gangrel haven't figured it out, you're not going to.
Yeah, no, you're not winning that.
These guys are fighting the worm in the ocean by themselves, and they have no other changing breed to help them, and they're winning. Well, they were winning until they got nuked, but...
Includes Krakens.
Yeah, they were able to kill a Kraken with just 5 of them. And then we have...
can do with teamwork.
And then we have Hell, where, aka Yomi, we can just go to Hell, and it looks exactly like San Francisco does normally.
No difference.
No difference at all.
I keep on saying here, California.
No. You're joking. I don't have the book in front of me.
I'm not joking. It's just a copy of San Francisco. The Yamaking that rules it left China to rule it here. His name is Mikaboshi. He used to be a man. He's a recent addition to the Yamakings, but his need for sex ended up turning him into a Yamaking.
I don't want to go to this hell anymore. I don't want to go to this hell.
Where it's now filled with basically the demons of Slanesh, the demonettes of Slanesh just walk the streets, and they will fuck you to death in this section.
I don't want to go to this.
Yeah.
So does this hell version of San Francisco have the poop as well? Do I have the poop right
Yeah,
there?
it does. There's poop in the street. I can't. Sorry, the entire ground is for my pooping. It's for my pooping.
My dude, if I'll be here, I go to this hell. A girl pulls out a dick twice the size of mine. I ain't going here.
Yeah, and you insert the tip of your dick into her dick.
No. No. Wait a second.
You're called out double penetration.
No. No.
That's a cool picture with the tower in the distance. Yeah, the arrows come off of it.
You don't want to get molested there alongside the poop roads.
And
that you lose aura. Yeah, you lose aura, brother.
So yeah,
nobody's gonna look at these the same.
So yeah, do not go to hell. It's you know what I just realized? It's basically just the pentagram from Hell of a Boss from Husband Hotel.
You're joking, right?
That's what hell looks like in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I don't watch it, so
it's just Husband Hotel.
Hold on.
To give you a picture in your mind, imagine all the bad images I've shown you of DC 3HP. That's what it looks like.
Andy Worski's in the call. Are we Kino Casino now?
Maybe you want it to be.
It's whoa, buddy. We're going to get the platform by the quartering. Well, now you are Andy Worski. Get this right.
All right, that's enough.
So now we have the Lord characters. We have like 30 minutes left in the video, so I'm just going to go over this pretty briefly because a lot of these characters just kind of suck, in all honesty. We have J.J. Lee, where, yeah, she's forever 14. She's part of the Bone Flower, so she's one of those necromancers. She is the oldest 14-year-old I've ever seen, with the way her face is drawn.
She's not a U14. That's a grandma.
You need to phrase that differently, not because I believe you're on some freak shit, but because that can be taken out of context.
Okay.
Already clipped it. It's too late, Johnny. You're done. Alahi, you're finished.
But the thing is with her is that she's on the path of bones, the bone flower, which is why she looks like that, because that path does age you as you use it.
Oh, a tiny grandma?
Yeah. You get more and more zombie-like as time goes on. And look at all this shit that's written about her on this page, and how little this actually describes what she's like as a character, to the point where there's not even role-play notes about her. It's just describing what her power is, how much political power she has, and that she's heretical in her beliefs of the Kuei-Jin, but they don't really explain why, and that she's the leader of this area with no stat block, so the book never intends for you to fight her.
So, I have to make up the stat block for her myself, damn it?
Yeah.
Alright.
And
by the way, what the hell is the Poe nature slave?
Your like ghost half is what goes to hell. That's the part of you that dies and goes to hell.
In short, 3HP, Kuei-Jin kind of operate off of Wraith the Oblivion logic.
Yes.
Rules, essentially speaking, your Poe is representing the evil bit of yourself that's trying to drag you down to become a menace to society.
So with her being slave,
Ooh.
she's essentially just a minion for the Kuei-Jin, even though she's a heretic with the Kuei-Jin. So I don't think you really thought this through. And her character is just really unimpressive. I'm not a fan of this character at all. This is not a man antagonist to me. And now there's her number 2, Chiu Bao, who's a family man over here looking like the lead singer of fucking Disturbed, with the way he's drawn.
He kind of looked like from a singer from Limp Bizkit. I'm being honest.
Fred Durst has more fashion sense than this dude.
Maybe that's their new hire.
This man's out here wearing a pearl necklace. He's described as being a family man, but he's a devil tiger. So
Something that's bad.
you don't have that because a devil tiger is basically a Fomori from World of the Apocalypse by another name.
No. To put it in very simple here, the World Eaters?
Yes.
They're like a mixture of the World Eaters mixed with some Nash, but less perverse and just for pure pain.
And on top of that, too, with the way these two are designed, too, they don't look like main antagonists. These just look like fucking guys, and then that's it.
They're dudes from like a Kickstream. They're this guy you see there, bro.
And that's it. This is the guy who's fucking looks maxing with the clavicular. And then we have
Stats for that guy.
we have Han Hui, who's only here to kill anarchs, and that's her entire character. There's no way I can really transform upon this because she looks like Trinity from the Matrix, and then that's it. That's her whole character.
Oh, so she's hot at least. Okay. So 2 points. 1, she kills anarchs, and 2, she's hot. Okay, that's good.
3HP, you have an idea?
I don't want to know what to say about this woman.
Well, there's nothing to say because once again, it's just fucking Yappuccino. Like, you have all this shit written, and then it doesn't go anywhere. Is that
to be honest, she looks like she's about to do like a race tier list, bro, on Twitch.
And she's supposed to be a resplendent crane, but does a resplendent crane whose whole shtick is be a good, virtuous person really connect to I'm the scourge who kills all anarchs?
No. To be a resplendent crane, and I remember this as you're about order and structure to the highest degree.
And that's the thing where the resplendent cranes are some of the few decently good people in the World of Darkness because they're pretty virtuous. But she's a hit woman who hunts anarchs to make sure they don't establish a free state, and then that's really it. That's all there really is to her.
No, I figured out what a resplendent clan here. They're chaotic, stupid paladins. Chaotic, good paladins.
This whole thing. It says that Kuei-Jin must hold on to her core from their ancient heritage and discard what doesn't serve them. So, once again, this isn't really a character because this is a guy who's just so fucking beholden to an idea that it is his character.
Wait, I just realized something here. And I know I keep interrupting, that keeps making this faster and longer, but isn't the Asian people still a minority in San Francisco? Aren't you still a minority over there?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, you look at Stab Block 2, and he really is just here to be a boss fight, and that's it. That's the only reason why he exists. 4 points of internalized, 4 points of obligation. That fight's going to go on for a while. Next up, I want to do a dramatic reveal of this character on my end. So this is Lily Zhou, who is supposed to be the woman who killed the Tremere and Toradora Primogen within one night. That's supposed to be her character. And this is what she looks like. And that's it. She is someone that was going to be a Devil Tiger because her whole backstory is, if I'm remembering this right, she was basically raped by a British man while they were doing the whole Opium Wars. And then, shortly after it, she was killed by that same British man. She went to hell, and then she came back as a racist who wanted all white people to die, and then started going down the Devil Tiger path until she realized, wait, this is stupid. Switched paths over to the Bone Flowers. They don't really explain why she switched. They just don't explain that. And now she's got the Bone Flower path powers. And then the story just kind of stops there, where she's a racist member of the Bone Flowers who wants to kill anyone who's not Asian.
Wait, wouldn't it make more sense for her to be part of the extended claim because she's censored and Wouldn't that make more sense?
I mean, like, if you're talking about, like, racial hierarchy as order, I guess.
Yeah.
It
So we
seems
have
like
a-
they're kind of implying that the woo she joined peer pressured her into becoming a bone flower.
Is that what the idea is supposed to be?
Maybe.
Yeah, the metal dragon Talon Wu.
Okay. So that's why she switched. Okay.
So yeah, at least
What's her
we have
demeanor again?
a
Slave. Yeah, she's a fucking
slave,
NPC. Yeah, she succumbed to peer pressure. She had the chip in the back of her head pulled out and replaced with a new Dharma. So basically,
we
once
have a
again,
first,
not even
Asian-
her own character.
Yep.
You gotta love a character who's just basically borderline personality disorder, and they have no real sense of self with that Poe demeanor, Poe nature, and you can just reprogram him and be whatever the fuck you want at any point.
Can you do that with the racism at least?
The NPC, well, given that a lot of NPCs do go along with that shit, I mean, you ever watch Owen Schroyer talk? You ever seen him speak? When I'm in an NPC contest and my opponent is Owen Schroyer, I lose every time.
Are you talking about like the TikTok NPC streams like that?
Oh no, I'm talking about like Alex Jones' number 2 guy.
Oh,
Just,
I never watched, so
no, anytime he comes on InfoWars, just change the channel, go off to something else. He's fucking terrible. And we have Song Fang, another Devil Tiger, who is an accountant who was working with the British and was doing pretty well for himself until, take a look at this. Apparently, he got involved in the triads and was doing pretty well for himself until I'm looking up what killed him. I read this morning. I already forgot what killed him. Yeah, that goes to show how good these characters are. If I read this book today and I already fucking forgot how this guy died.
If you forgot it, was it that important?
Yeah, so he got arrested by the police. He was put on trial and ended with his execution. And he went to hell, and after being in hell where, if I'm right, he was tortured in hell for a couple of days before he realized, hey, this sucks. He ran out back into his body, got pissed off, fought the triad that killed him, of the triads that screwed him over, and he's talented at 2 things. He's good at accounting and murder. And that's on his eHarmony profile, if you're looking to date him.
Yeah.
And he looks like this.
Tinder page, his Grinder page.
Bro, he looks like a person named Professor Side-Eye, but what the fuck is that Side-Eye, bro?
It looks like swim goggles he's wearing.
Maybe, like Corporate Dracula, bro.
Exactly that, and his whole thing is that he's a pin... He's like an evil Dr. Livesey, where he's a pin pusher who will occasionally flip his shit and get mad at you and then beat you to death with his bare hands.
Basically, the tax auditor of doom.
And
Fuck it up.
His Poe nature is barbarian, so this guy will just randomly fly off into NPC Tard Rage, where he just beats you to death because he's pissed off at you.
You know what he should be called? He should be the LinkedIn final boss.
That's what he is. See, let me turn my microphone just a little bit down. Next up is Fu Peng, an old man who never had any real ambition and just did what people told him to do all the time. And then he died from drug abuse. And then he left hell. And now he's just going back to doing what people told him to do again. So, once again, not even a real character, just a guy who's just here to basically be told what to do by J.J. Lee. We have these cloud guys. We have these cloud mandarins who are supposed to be these oligarchs that oversee San Francisco's Kuei-Jin operations. And not one of them has any real ambition or any real goals as a character. They all just exist to serve J.J. Lee, and then that's it. Wow, what great villains, right?
I mean, if you look at it from the point of view of actual Kuei-Jin people saying you guys did nothing, that wouldn't make sense, but that's a cop out.
And then fuck.
Man, he looks like Christopher Nolan. Fucking hell.
And then we have Maximum Sun, where I'm not even going to give this guy any sort of like attention at all. But there he is on my screen. He looks like fucking Neo from the Matrix. And then that's basically what he is. Like, he's just here to be a fucking boss fight. He's just here to be this guy, like basically the equivalent of a sheriff boss fight. There's a stat block on screen.
Yeah, now this is the guy. He's with clavicular and on stream. This is the guy.
This guy, you know, he's mewing in his picture.
Yep.
Teeth
like,
together.
Legitimately, he's a looks maxer, bro. That is a looks maxer.
How much Botox do you think he injected into himself?
I think the Botox was injected when he went to hell.
He got a Botox injection upon death.
Yeah.
I dare a motherfucker to see what happens.
And once again, he's another fucking respect grain. Where the fuck are 1,000 Whispers? Where the fuck are our Thrashing Dragons?
By the way, one of the character names is Fei Qian, or something like that.
Yeah,
is it like a Pokemon?
Yeah. Fei, basically with Generation 9, how they've given up on names.
Yeah, that is a Pokemon, I think.
Anyway, at this point of the book, I was starting to lose hope on this because I was thinking, all these characters are fucking boring, and I'm starting to get worried that this episode is going to be boring because all these characters fucking suck. But we finally pulled around with Fei Qian. Here's the story. So Jojo, remember how I was saying that there were a bunch of communists, Kuei-Jin? He's one of them. He joined the People's Army, and after he got done ruining China for everybody, he went off to fight for North Korea. And he goes in, he loses all of his squad members in an operation gone wrong, he gets imposter syndrome, he gets survivor's guilt, he plans on deserting only for his own men to shoot him to death as he's trying to leave. He goes to hell, where in hell, he's sent to a specific part of hell where it's a swamp that has boiling water that he's dunked into, and his skin is pulled off his body every time he's dunked in.
Well, was Shrek there?
Yeah, while wrapped in barbed wire. He gets tortured by Shrek in hell. And he realizes...
constantly hearing... and constantly hearing Smash Mouth played repeatedly down there.
Nah, that's wild. I don't think
it just has that one song from Freddy Got Fingered. Freddy got his sausage. Freddy got his sausages.
Ding dong! Ding dong!
Is playing on loop for all of eternity.
I get it. He's a traitor, but does he deserve that?
He decided for himself, no. He breaks out of his chain, he runs back into his human body before it rots. And now he's back, and he quickly, to save himself, bonds to the way of the resplendent crane in order to save himself and make sure that he doesn't go back to hell, thinking that's a more virtuous path. He's basically working for Maximum's son, who's this big sheriff character. Nobody gives a fuck. This is the interesting character here. And he's here because he already did a successful operation in Los Angeles. He's already a decorated veteran who knows how to kill a Kindred. And so he's here trying to establish Kuei-Jin order in order to make up for the mistakes in North Korea and finally make a name for himself beyond just being a coward and a loser. And even though his opponent is a slave, at least he has a goal. Which is something I couldn't say for any other character we talked about before.
Do you think he's gonna succeed?
Probably not.
Yeah.
He's going in two different directions. He's going down a path of respect Crane, but he's spent more into Yang shit than Hun shit.
Mm.
Yeah,
and his nature is matter, but is he really a matter?
It says here, but I'm looking at the balance up there. And yeah, it says martyr, but he probably sees himself that way now. I mean, going to hell will change a person. And
by the way,
going to hell is kind of like going to prison. It makes you discover new things about yourself.
Yeah, basically. By the way, do they use
what?
By the way, do they use the name Guilo, the white ghost, in this book as well?
Yeah, they do.
Remember that?
Yeah, they do. Back away, white devil. You're
go away, Guilo.
Devil.
Be gone, Guilo.
I went to prison. I didn't think I was now I'm bisexual.
I like you and I want you, so we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours.
That's not how you do the voice. Let me put it like this. This way. I likes you and I wants you. So there's the easy way, the hard way. The choice is yours. I don't care about those fancy old cameras of yours, Chris Handsome. Because I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior, Chris.
No, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong here. I call you Chris Handsome.
Man, that is one hell of a Guayla to seduce to. What the fuck?
Our next character is Won Ju, who is not a Kuei-Jin. She is a Tremere. She was embraced by a man who groomed her in Hong Kong, who went by the name of Oliver Thrace. You remember him? We mentioned him before. And how he's conveniently not around the story anymore. There's a reason for that. So after he just went away, Won Ju decided that now that the man that's controlling me is gone, I can now get back and get into contact with my Asian allies. The Kuei-Jin raided the base, basically kidnapped her, and said, no, we're not going to kill you. You're Tremere. You know about the Camarilla workings. We're going to use you as a killer of your own kind and have you be the one to help us kill all the members of the Camarilla, which he's basically okay with. And there's a lot of like bullshit where they didn't tell her that Oliver Thrace was basically doing this whole shit to like betray the Camarilla. They're just telling her that Won Ju that Oliver Thrace ruined her life, and that she's going to go to hell because of the embrace, and she has all this fucking resentment for the Camarilla and shit. But she's saying she's once a slave, taken by the man that you were supposed to see as your one and only. And now you trust no one, and you'll never be enslaved again. You're basically this 90s anti-hero at this rate.
I can feel the edge.
Yeah, the edge in this shit. Generation 7, by the way.
7?
Yes.
Okay, she got some good blood potency there for Modern Knights. When was she embraced?
During the opioid crisis in China.
Is an
1800s?
Opium Wars or opioid crisis?
The Opium Wars.
Okay, so she would be by like Modern Knights close to like 170-ish years.
But regardless, good sire.
And
potent sire, actually, more accurate, potent sire.
Her disciplines include Auspex 3, 422, Presence 2, and Thaumaturgy 4, specifically the Path of Blood.
That's not surprising.
And her rituals.
And
let's
any other paths?
Well, no, that's the only one she knows. But she makes up for it in rituals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different rituals that she knows.
Oh gosh, she's stacked.
Which includes Ward versus Ghouls, Scry, Learning the Mind in Slumbered, Purge the Inner Demon, and Wake the Evening's Freshness. Just to let you know what kind of shit she can pull.
The freshness itself.
Ward versus Ghouls.
Yeah, you can't send anybody after her because there's just a fucking ward around her chantry at all times.
Yeah, but it's like a bug zapper. I'm not sure you're gonna go bad.
She would be stronger, but the Kuei-Jin actively impede her progress in growing her disciplines. Because they don't know how to fucking teach her this shit. And
she had Path of Blood 5. She could just touch a Kuei-Jin and roll enough successes to cause all her blood in her body to explode.
You could do that, yes.
Good.
And going into what the fuck else we got in terms of Kuei-Jin characters, we got the Green Courts. It turns out we have a bunch of misbehaving North Koreans. We have a pack of Kuei-Jin that are North Korean that don't like the Chinese Kuei-Jin and are led by an actual fucking psychotic murderer, Kim Ji-sun. Where her whole shtick is her husband and 2 sons died in the Korean War. She lied about who she was to get into the Korean War. Went in there specifically to kill South Koreans, only to be captured, tortured. She told them everything she knew, and then she was executed. She goes to hell for what she did, and she looks around in hell and says, oh yeah, that's where I belong. And only to turn right back around, she runs back into her body, where she basically just becomes a psychotic killer, just going after whoever the fuck comes her way. She just discovered the path of Devil Tiger on her own. Fuck. Power off of my house. Well, I'm doing the episode by myself for a minute. I'm sure I'm going to enter this Discord call in a minute. So taking a look at this. Actually, let me just go ahead. Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, pull this up on my end. Thank fuck Kyle's not recording this episode, because we're just about to have a massive ass loss in power. Go ahead, turn that off. Sorry in advance if this sounds like complete fucking ass on your end. See here, join voice. Click this. Alright, is this working now?
The I place, the occupying place is starting with a P, got him.
So what happened is that power went off in my house. Cool. So I just got you set up in like this like little shitty setup at the moment where, yeah, this is fucking terrible at the moment. I'm just gonna sit you down on my chest for the time being, and like angle you towards my.
Get out now.
Yeah, but yeah, this audio fucking sucks. I'm gonna wait for the Wi-Fi to come back onto my house before I switch calls over. So viewers, forgive me for this technical difficulties, but you know what? I'm keeping the show going on anyway. Fuck it, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, just let's need to hurry up because fucking this timing. Yeah, let's hurry up.
Alright. So yeah.
Like 15 minutes left anyway.
So yeah, basically Kim Ji-sun is just a psycho, just going around causing shit for no grand aspiration. Besides, she's just angry, she's pissed off, and she just wants to see people on the ground. Basically,
Teenager.
Basically, to summarize it. Next up, we have the Gaki. We have Yorinaga Hino, a man who deadass killed himself because his right to hold a sword was taken away in Japan. I'm not even kidding you. Is that he botched his suicide attempt because he got drunk the night he was going to kill himself, only to get too drunk, choke on his own vomit, and then he went to hell for dying dishonorably. I'm not even shitting you.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your couch, dishonor on your family, dishonor.
You died a drunk and you went to hell for it. And
well, did he learn anything from there?
Well, he learned not to do that again. He ran out of hell after being tortured for 3 days. After hearing from the Yomi Wan that there was going to be a day where there was going to be hell on Earth, he said, "No, I was a coward before, but I'm not going to be a coward this time. I'm going to run back to my body and save the world." Only for him to immediately turn his back on Japan after he got nuked in World War II. And he went to go to America because he realized that they were the winning team and that Japan kind of fucking sucked. And even though he sticks to his Japanese identity and heritage, he's probably one of those guys that says he's American if you ask him where he's from.
Yeah, he reminds me of the Japanese people who came to America and actually quite liked American culture and named their children. I forget this here. During the Japanese War, a lot of unfairly got imprisoned. Even
got put in internment camps.
Exactly that. Yeah. And then we have his number 2, Mitsumune Sakurai, who is a 13-year-old boy who is uncomfortably working as a Chippendale in the Castro. This man's a gay stripper, I shit you not. And
oh, no, what's a Chippendale?
Male stripper.
A gay club.
Oh.
And
I don't like that.
Basically what he is that he was a guy that got involved in the mafia when he was 13, and after working for them for a while got killed by a rival member of the Yakuza. Came back from hell and basically just went right back home after going to hell. He just came home and said, "Hey mom, I died and went to hell, don't tell anybody it happened." And then that was the plot. And then he starts learning about, I think he was about to go down, if I'm looking at this right, Flame of the Rising Phoenix, which was a heretical path that was not going to end well at all, but a different guy came in and said, "Hey, I got this path for you called 1,000 Whispers. The first step to go down it is to kill every member of the Yakuza and your entire family." And so he did. And so it's a whole path that's supposed to teach about you becoming your own man and cutting your ties with everybody around you. And so he basically killed everybody he knew, went to America, started a new life, and basically works with Lord Hino and has multiple identities. Currently one is a gay stripper. And There it is, right there. And now he's 16. He's not 13. He's 16. And he's our one of our representatives who's on the path of 1,000 whispers. And
how I got killed and got turned into a twink ink soda stripper that kills mafia members.
See, I think my Wi-Fi is now back in order. I am going to switch calls again. See, we're looking at Grandmother Mushin, by the way. Go ahead, put that away. Let's keep that on. No, it looks like Discord's want to fuck with me. Damn it. Alright, let's try it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, it looks like I'm still not connected to the internet. Never mind, I thought I was, but turns out I'm not. Alright. You see, this is why you always keep a plan B in your back pocket. This is fucking disastrous. We're still uploading this anyway, fuck it. Let's see. You remember I said my internet was back on? Never mind, it's not. Next up is Grandmother Mushin, who looks like a dried raisin. Very charming looking lady.
Old Japanese people raisins?
She looks like she survived. She looks like she's a Holocaust victim. Keyword victim, not survivor.
She has no real explanation. She's just here. She just showed up on the doorstep of the Kuei-Jin one day and said, I'm living here. And she's doing something. She set up a bunch of ghosts, setting up a bunch of zombies. She's path of 7 on the Boneflower path, without 6 points of perception, 6 points of manipulation, 5 points in tapestry, 5 points in yin prana, 5 points in bone shintai, and her rituals listed here, deadass, any the storyteller feels necessary. She knows all of them.
If you want to see what she looks like, you check studio notes because
And then next up is the Kambujan, who are disenfranchised members of the Kuei-Jin. We have Yulan Tao. He's a guy who named himself. There's a unique kind of Kuei-Jin. He is the Yulan Jin, where he's a guy that will never stay dead. He keeps going to hell, dying, and reincarnating in a new body. That keeps happening to him.
Huh?
Yes. He is a perpetual from 40k. Exactly that.
As much as I like to say that's overprobability, it sucks because you have to go to hell, then escape every time.
And his personality changes every time he does. So.
Yeah, no, it's basically...
There's no memory of life, only of death.
It's like your character's immortal, but every time it dies, you will have to basically make another character sheet, so I would allow it.
And he's on a path of 1,000 whispers, where after dying for the 5th time, he said, fuck the Kuei-Jin, I'm going down my own path for a day. And so now he is. And then next up is this dude, who looks like Markiplier back when he first started his career, Billy Way, who wrote a book called Life on the Golden Mountain, and then he died, and then he came back as a Kuei-Jin because hell came over to California, and now he's talking with Yulan Tao, who got to him before any other Kuei-Jin could, and taught him what a Kuei-Jin was. He wrote a book about being a Kuei-Jin that nobody thinks is real, and he is our one and only Thrashing Dragon representative in this book. And that's it. This is our one only.
What about the Vermilion Phoenix? Any of those members there?
Nah, that's heresy. And we have a whole section here about the Akuma, but I'm just going to go through this right now on my screen because I didn't find a single one of those characters to be fucking interesting. Except for Peter Kwan, only because he was caught by the Akuma. He's not Akuma. He's not even Kuei-Jin. He's a Venturenti tribute that the Akuma got their hands on, tortured him, and then Mikaboshi basically brainwashed him into being his inside guy, who is, get this, sired by Joshin Van Nuys, the guy that was supposed to be the prince of the city. So, pretty potent spy, if I do say so myself. And Take a look at who else we got in the camera. With the camera, there's only 3 characters in here worth fucking talking about. That being Sarah Ann Winder, where I really don't like her picture here. I can't tell if that's supposed to be like horns or not come out of her head. But basically, all you need to know about her is that she's this conniving bitch that wants to oust the Kuei-Jin as soon as possible, just so she can control the city for herself. She's one of your dime a dozen power-hungry Ventru that just wants control. And she's getting all these Camarilla members to fight for her because she's limited defeating restrictions in San Francisco down to basically nothing. There's almost no rules in San Francisco except fight and kill the Kuei-Jin in my favor. And that's it. As long as you do that...
Oh, I think she has something to do.
As long as you do that, you get to live in San Francisco. And there's only 2 other women vampires she talks to. I mean, Calvin Wee is a cool character, sure, but we don't really have the time to go into detail with this dude. He's a big, burly Chinese man that's a Ventru and a competent one at that. That's all I really need to know. Here's Joshin Van Noy's picture. With this fucking twink thinks he's going to be in charge of the world. We can bring him up because of his goal. He just wants control over San Francisco and does not care how. If he goes independent, he's fine with it. If he manages to get the Camarilla on his side, he's fine with it. Or if he sides with the Kuei-Jin and sells out the Camarilla, gets every member of the Camarilla killed, and in his own mind, he thinks the Kuei-Jin will just be fine with making him the prince of the city, that he's not even going to actually have any fucking control over. It's just going to be the Kuei-Jin that control it. You know what? That's a pretty stupid plan, dude, but be my guest if you want to do it. He's going to die. He's going to die.
Probably. Probably.
Okay, we can skip this character. Here's one we're talking about.
Can I talk it? Nosferatu?
Yes, Coco Pelmana, who has no memory of what she was like in life. She is a rare vampire. Native American Kindred. I don't think I've ever seen that in any of these other books before. But
that is a rare spawn.
Yeah.
Well, it is stated in a Sabat first edition, Sabat second edition, I should say. Here there are supposed to be a lot of Native American Gangrelanti tribu. But I can't remember how many instances there are, like, in lore named native vampires. I know there's at least one native Zemitzi.
Wait, are you saying the Native American version of vampires?
Oh no,
No, not Native American version of
No, she's Canaanite. She's Canaanite. Yeah, she's a Nosferatu where she has no fucking idea why she was sired. She just wakes up. She's a Hopi Native American who thinks, I got a hunchback. I got 2 sharp front teeth. I must be Coco Pelmana, the humpbacked locust woman of my culture. She then convinces the Hopi that she is exactly that, and they award her with feathers and say, "Oh, you're a spirit woman. You're a spirit woman. Help us." Where she basically has a small cult in her favor called the Spider Clan, and she used that as influence to help establish herself in San Francisco before the mad plot of the San Francisco really kicked off. And now she's here as the one and only person that's really carrying the Camarilla within San Francisco. And she looks fucking weird, even by Nosferatu standards.
Yep.
Someone post the image, not you, Johnny.
She's got like long donkey ears. She's got hair that goes off in 2 different directions in clumps, and a bunch of feathers shoved into her hair. And I can't even tell you what the fuck her outfit is supposed to be.
I sent the in studio notes what she looks like.
Yeah.
All right, let me look at.
But yeah, it's her. So
there you go.
It's her.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's exactly that.
What do you expect?
Fucking.
And also, her outfit's supposed to be based off of Kamadono.
Yeah.
Kamadono.
Yeah, a fucking freakazoid.
Kamadono, thank you.
Yeah. I got no idea what she's wearing.
I think it's supposed to be a different native dress. I have to remember the term. The one you used is for a Japanese dress.
Here's the other dude.
Yeah.
So we got
it's a layered on dress with all the layers to it.
Next we got Mirko Mirkonen, where it's Mirko, son of Mirko, who was born in Iceland in 835 from Stilgar the Reaver. And he's a guy that just goes around, will randomly insert himself in wars and fights that aren't even his. He's repeatedly fallen into torpor multiple times because he has no regard for how much blood he spends, and just comes right back up in time for the next conflict. And he's just here in Los Angeles and San Francisco for no reason, and he is completely ungovernable. He is just his own thing in here for no real reason.
No, actually, this makes sense here. He's just a character who just gives zero fucks. It makes sense.
He's just here, and he's got this guy with him, Gustavo Morales, and he fucking sucks, and we're not going to go into him. But we will go into Tremere Regent Luna Domain, where, you know, there's usually like a process to being a member of the Tremere. Like, the Tremere want to make sure that you're a good mill manager and that you say yes to authority all the time. The way that she was embraced was just that her sire, Eve Covenant, walked right up to her and said, "Do you want to know what it's like to be a vampire?" And she said yes, and then got embraced.
You want to speak to the hills too?
And that's her origin story.
The fuck?
And that's it. That's it. And now she's a magic researcher where she just looks up magic spells all day and how to cast magic spells and how to teach other people magic spells.
Is she the one that defected to the Kuei-Jin, or was that the other one?
No, that was the other one.
Okay.
And you look at her thaumaturgy paths. First of all, a shitload of thaumaturgy rituals. But on top of that, too, Path of Blood 5, Path of Shadowcrafting 5, Lure of Flames 3, Hand of Destruction 3, Path of the Eleven Bolt 5, and Spirit Manipulation 2.
Holy shit, she's stacked!
Yeah, that is...
Yeah, she's ready.
I think he's supposed to be the right master.
And 7th Generation 2. And she... No, sure.
Oh.
That is expensive to use those powers, but a lot of those are one-shot kills. Crazy.
God damn.
And then we have a guy here called Martin Frankel, who's a Diabolist. He's a Tremere Diabolist who is only here because he was a football jock with UCLA who diabolized his sire, Almino Suarez. And the one reason why he's not dead is because Luna said, "I will tell nobody that you're a Diabolist if you basically become my bitch." And so he did. And so now he's here. And now we go into the Sabbat. And I was looking at Sabbat thinking, oh wow, we finally get to go into Sabbat. And then I saw what the Sabbat looked like. And
Now this is when they anime max.
Oh my god! The fucking shit, dude. This does not work in Vampire the Masquerade. Now, you might be looking at me, Greed, and say, well, Johnny, don't you generate a bunch of anime characters for your World Darkness games? Sure, and I do it because of a style and because I run these fucking movie games when I run games. This art style fits with changing to Dreaming. This has no fucking place in Vampire.
Okay, alright. Don't give me an image so I can actually give him his credit.
The character...
One, two...
The character's name is Consuela Maria Martinez.
She looks really Asian.
It took you a while to think of that name.
Yeah.
And then Carlos Grifolier, I think that's his name, really is just a guy who is just your DeviantArt OC that you made in 2007. And that's it. Down to his personality.
I think...
There you go.
I think the next one, Scarlet, looks pretty cute.
Like, oh my... No, that one's the worst of them all because that does not fit in Vampire at all. Greed. That's a city gangrel.
My...
That's a city gangrel.
I think we
This is straight up a character from Chobits. This is a character from Lucky Star.
Okay, let me make this very clear when I say this here. Do they look Asian? Yes. They look... What the... This is
yeah, you see it.
Asian.
You see it.
Yankee vampires.
Basically,
No. I'm gonna have my rant moment. What is this? What is this?
Tell us how you really feel.
I am why I shouldn't curse. This motherfucker with the freckles.
Yes.
What the fuck is it?
That has no place in vampire.
Where do you think she's from? She's in Boston, and she's Irish.
Yeah, I can tell. Only Irish people have that. I can feel like her hair is red.
And so yeah, and then after this, like the rest of the book is a bunch of they didn't. I didn't even. We're not even bothered with those two characters at the fucking end of the book.
No. I have to say this now here. Did the artist have fucking drug outs and so hard that his brain set?
They bought a copy of Christopher Hart's Big Book of Everything manga and then just used the stencils.
Nah, I'm not. This is going against the whole book. How many artists is in this book? 20?
Like
10?
Like I think it was like 6 different artists wrote this. Six different artists made art for this, and
I have like 3.
And at the back of this book, there is no section for an adventure. There's just it said, "Hey, we realize that our adventure mods are just fucking stupid. So here's a bunch of one-shot ideas for you." And then that's basically the entire book. Okay, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. San Francisco by night.
I would like to point out that legend himself, the Chinese Kung Fu Master Mage, the old Chinese man. We do have one here.
The old Chinese man. We have one.
Mage, old Chinese man.
We have one Pei Min character in that book, and that's at the very ass end, and he's just a dude. But yeah, that's San Francisco by Night, where it's a book that started off really interesting and then flamed out really quickly. Amazing.
I can see potential in it if you have like another plan for it.
If you just swap out all the lore characters and just put in your own characters instead, because I grant you, the bar is on the floor. It's not going to take you a lot to get over it.
Yeah.
No.
Really good setup. Really good plot and like general ideas here. It's just characters that he falls short horrifically.
It is. It does.
Because this is San Francisco, the bar is in hell. No, the bar is in Yomei.
It is.
Extremely so, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So
Johnny.
Yeah.
Do you want to show the people where Kyle is right now?
Where Kyle is currently in the middle of circus.
Let's DDoS.
I would do that, but my power's still out. So yeah, I'm gonna upload this video in the dark.
Nice episode, everybody.
Yeah.
GM.
I'm trying to feel like what the fuck is causing my lights to go? Because this shit usually happens during Christmas because my neighbors want to set up that many Christmas lights to the point where they blew the fuse. But I don't get it. I'm gonna kick somebody's ass.
You do that.
But
Still rolling?
Yeah, I'm about to cut it now. Like fucking G, and that's the end of the episode. I have a very anticlimactic ending. Kyle's guts on the screen.
I was gonna.
I keep on trying to end up with a happy ending, and y'all, you just keep on this negativity. I can't say